Go ahead.
All right, Coach, last game you guys had a season high 47 boards, and then you guys held them to a season low 36% shooting percentage. How did you feel about this last performance?
I thought defensively we played a really good game. I was proud of our prep. I thought we really followed the game plan over the course of the entire game. We didn't have a lot of just obvious lapses. They run some really good stuff offensively. Obviously, I know Mark really well. He was here for 2 years. He's doing a tremendous job with his team, so I was really proud of the way our guys just locked into the scout defensively. For us, it's just still trying to figure out the other end of the floor. We haven't been great on offense yet. A lot of that to me is team chemistry right now. We're not playing well together. We have good players. They're in the right spots, but we're just not making the right plays yet. And I'm hoping that's something we can get addressed this week.
I was going to ask you just how you feel about the two matchups this week.
Both teams really good. Kingsville International, it's always a slugfest. Went into overtime at Kingsville a year ago, and then each time we've played International, it's just a knock-dead drag-out bar fight, essentially, because Mac McConnell, I think he's one of the best coaches in the conference. Really, really preaches physicality. Omar over at Kingsville was under Johnny Estelle. He's a big defensive coach as well. So, I'm not going to be shocked to see both games as low-scoring games. Because all three of us really pride ourselves on the defensive end of the floor. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of changes in preps as far as what we're trying to do Thursday, what we're trying to do Saturday. I just know we better, strap our boots up and get our gloves on and get ready for a fight, because I think both games are going to be very physical. I think they're both extremely talented teams. I'm glad to be playing at home, for league games, but there's a lot going on here this weekend. We got Chuck's team's hosting regional volleyballs this weekend as well, so there's going to be a lot of action going on throughout the entire weekend. I hope we can stay focused and do our part and get ready for both games.
What are some things that you've seen from this team that you like, and some things that you are looking to clean up on this team?
I think we're ahead defensively. I really do, and I think we got some guys that have some high IQs that really understand what we're trying to accomplish on that end of the floor. And I'm going to harp again on offense of what we need to clean up. We are 14 out of 16 in assist-to-turnover ratio in the conference right now. Generally, we've been, in the last 2 years, top 4, top 3 in the league in assist-to-turnover ratio. And we're towards the bottom right now through 5 games. It's been glaring to me that we aren't sharing the ball at a high clip right now. And it's not because we got selfish players. I think we got guys that are just trying to make plays that they think our team needs in those moments. And they're not understanding to trust one another even when it gets adverse. We've lost 2 games by a combined 4 points. So I can't really point at anything and say we're doing anything just awful at this stage. We've been right there even in the games we've lost. But it's been glaring to me that we're just not making simple basketball plays. When we drive it, if someone helps, just getting off the basketball. We take 1 pound, 2 pounds too many at times and try to just force the issue rather than just relying for the next guy to make it. We call it a hockey assist in basketball. Is your play may not lead to the assist, but it may lead to the play that does lead to the assist. And that's a hockey assist for us. And so it's understanding those plays a little bit better. We're trying to use a lot more film last week and this week to start getting our guys to see those plays and understand them a little bit better, and then putting them in those positions in practice to clean that up. But I'd really say that's probably the biggest area I'd like to see improvement in this week.
Do you think that chemistry is just something that will build as the season goes along, or are y'all still trying to find the right lineups as well?
I think we've started a bunch of different groups, and I think anyone can see that. We're playing a lot of guys. We are still searching for that 5. What 5 we think is our best 5 right now. I think that goes into a lot of issues right now. It's college basketball. When you put a team together, I think when everyone shows up on day one, they want to be the guy. And then they start realizing it may be somebody else. And they're still fighting their role. And role definition, I think, is huge in any sport. And I think the clearer those roles get defined, the better our team's going to be. But it's got to be role acceptance. I don't think people talk about role acceptance as much. And I think not only defining the role, but the kid accepting what his role in that team is. It's going to play a huge part in our success or lack of success this year. As we keep going on and roles do get defined, do those kids buy into those roles or do they not? We got a lot of new guys. I think that's going to be every year right now. I think that's college athletics. It doesn't matter what sport it is. We're going to look at that every year and say, man, we got a lot of new guys. I don't use that as an excuse. For us, it's, can we get guys to buy into what we're doing? And, buy into our coaching staff, buy into our program, buy into our culture. The more we do that, the better we're going to be moving forward. And the thing is, I'm very stubborn. I'm not going to change who I am and what we're going to be about. And we're going to be about the team, and we're going to be about team first. It's not going to be about any individual with what we do. And, when we figure that out, I think we're going to have a good basketball team. The question is when we figure that out. The sooner, obviously, is going to be better than the later. But we're going to keep fighting to find it.
Coach, walk me through the last 12 minutes of the game. Of course, we saw Southern Arkansas creep up and eventually take a short lead. What was that conversation like with your team during the timeouts? Or is it just kind of just tell them to keep their head in, or is it we try to change things up? What were your thoughts on that?
Probably can't comment on the conversations that were had. Really, it was just, you're going to laugh because it's an easy statement, but it's what's being said is we just need people to be solid and do their jobs. We got some guys right now that they're trying to do too much, or they're trying to hit a home run because they think we need it in that moment. And it's just really being solid and doing our jobs, and that's what we echoed a ton of. When we were solid on defense, when we were getting rebounds, when we were sharing the basketball, we were seeing some good things. And then all of a sudden it looks like, and it may not be the case, but it's what it looks like, that a certain player may go, okay, it's my turn now. And it may not be there, that play may not be there, but they think it's their turn to go make that play. When we got back to just being solid, I thought we took the lead back and we were a little bit more comfortable than when we weren't. And that's what's being said more than anything. I'm really struggling with guys coming off the bench, and as soon as they come in, they're making a mistake. That happened against UTPB. Every player that came off the bench was a negative on the plus and minus. And we came on Saturday against Southern Ark. Every player that we subbed in the first half off the bench made a mistake right away. And that's what's unacceptable to me right now. You can come in and be solid, get in the flow of things first, then go try to make a play, rather than coming in right away and trying to hit a home run. And that's really hurting our basketball team right now. So those are the things that are being echoed more than anything in the timeouts that we're having.
And then 60.9% from the free throw line during the contest. I'm sure it's caused some frustration for you and your staff.
Yeah, and I can't pinpoint that because we've been really good on that avenue. Kendrick Delahousse was 90-something% going into the game, and he goes 3 for 7. That's very uncharacteristic of him. And he was mad at himself for it, and I think that led to him missing some more when he missed some. And so it's just relaxing and playing. These guys they're routine plays. We practice free throws every single day. It's not a course of concern for me right now. I'm hoping it was a one-time thing for us because, over the course of practice, over the course of our scrimmages and games, we've proven that we can hit them. And we're getting the right people to the line. It's just them stepping up and making routine plays.
And then, of course, he talks a little bit about Kendrick getting frustrated on the free throw line, but had one of his highest scoring games of the season, 17 points. Talk about his impact in the contest.
He's starting to figure out is, get off the first side. We try to get reversals. We want to touch both sides of the floor. And we've done some stuff to change that to where he's catching it now on the second side instead of the first side to give him some opportunities to score more. I think he's a talented young man. I think it's a guy that you've seen blossom in our system. He didn't play a ton last year, had a reserve role behind Willie Guy. I commend him a lot for that. Is just like Carvel T said, those are guys that they waited their turn. They didn't bail because they didn't get it right away. And I've said this before in these interviews, is we have a lot of instant gratification guys across the country right now, and girls in any sport. And people want to come in and make an impact right away. And I commend him and Carvel T-Set for not seeing that success right away a year ago, sticking with it, and they're both seeing a lot of success this year. I've been really proud of him for just trying to really do what I'm asking, especially in his position of being a point guard. It's not maybe the things that he wants right away all the time, but he's trying to be a pleaser and give me what I want. And so I'm glad that he's seeing success doing that as well.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.